Hello and welcome to my first foray into video. For my recent birthday I was bought a DJI Osmo Pocket and I thought I'd have a little play with it. This video is my first attempt at making and editing together a video, so it may be terrible. If I decide that I like it, maybe I'll continue and hopefully production values etc. might get a little bit better. I apologise for what I no doubt is a strong echo in here. This is my studio and I haven't had that long and there is not a lot on the walls really. So for my first video I thought I would experiment a little bit with something that's been reported as an issue with Godox and Pentax triggers. Now it's something I came across a little while ago and had a discussion in the Godox forums on Facebook. I realised that it may not actually be a Pentax problem, it may be a Godox problem. So I thought I would try out a few different triggers and a few different devices and see if that is the case. The issue I encountered was that when using the remote, the wireless remote for the Pentax, which is this one, that the trigger, if there's a delay set in as well, would not fire the Godox flashes using the Xpro-P. I just thought this was a Pentax issue, but several people have told me that if you use a genuine on-brand Pentax flash, that this isn't a problem, and that if you use Sigma flashes, this isn't a problem, that this is specific to Godox. Now, we knew one problem that we had with the Godox or Pentax was that we couldn't have a reactor in sync. Hopefully that might come in some sort of future update, but I thought I would try with a few different triggers today to see if this is a specific Godox thing, if it's specific to the Xpro-P, or if it is actually a Pentax thing. Now, unfortunately, I haven't got an on-brand Pentax flash. I always thought they were overpriced and then I bought one. So if you have one, you can replicate what I'm doing and see if all the modes that Godox fails on, if they work with an on-brand Pentax flash, and that would be really useful. So today I'm going to try to use this Godox trigger, which is the first one I ever got, which I'm not even sure what it's called. It's the 433 megahertz version. I think it's called an FP16, but I'm not sure. We all have packaging and it doesn't seem to be written on here anywhere. And also the Godox XproP, P stands for Pentax, and I'm using on-camera flash, which is Pentax compatible, which is the EF610DG Super PA-PTTL from Sigma, which people have told me will fire in the way that the Pentax flash, that the Godox flash will not fire on Pentax. So we'll get set up and we'll try a few different drive modes on the Pentax and see where we end up. So to begin, we're going to use this little single pin based trigger from Godox. And over there, if we come on a tripod, I will move the camera so that you can see the back of the screen. And I have an old first generation SK300 set up to fire against the grey background there. So hopefully it should be very obvious if the flash fires. It doesn't fire. So as you might expect, we start out with single frame mode. Now we move to continuous shooting and I'll move it to the low speed. With most of my Godox flashes, that would be enough time for the flash to recycle and fire again. But I'm almost certain that this Godox flash will only fire the first frame. And it would appear I was completely wrong and it did fire continuously. So the next mode we have is self-timer plus continuous. So we have the 12-second delay, which is going to be fun for you waiting for that, isn't it? But there we go. So the red flashing light is the indication that the timer is clicking down. And there we go, it did fire. So now we can try the 2-second delay. Worked as expected. Now we try the continuous, which is set to low speed, Let's not spend feather on this, and we'll do 4 shots. Again, the red flashing light is the countdown. One, 2, 3, 4. And again, that worked. Now we'll try the remote control. This is the mode where I originally found the problem. So we'll do standard remote control. Flashing light makes the camera's waiting for the signal. And there we go. It fires as expected. Now, let's try the remote control with a delay. Now this is where I found an issue. But it was using the Xpro-P. Will this simpler trigger be any better? Three-second delay, worked. And what about if we shoot continuously? So it's set to continuous and low speed. Again, off the remote trigger. And the simple single pin appears to be working absolutely fine. In fact, doesn't seem to want to stop. Now bracketing. I really wouldn't think there's any user circumstances in which you would want to do this in studio, but as we're here, why not try? No. Now, I would suspect that the reason there is simply that the camera cannot, that the flash can't recycle fast enough. As we know, standard bracketing doesn't work. I can't see any reason why we would want to try timer or remote control. They don't offer you anything extra. You can't delay the interval between shooting. Mirror up. Again, not 100% sure why you want to use that in studio, but as we're here, interestingly, it did fire. Mirror up with remote control. Again, interestingly, it did fire. Now, I'm skipping the modes that I don't think there's any use for in flash photography. So I'm not going to bother with multi-exposures. You do those so manually that I think the flash will go off anyway, no doubt about it, and I don't want to drag this video out any longer than necessary. Interval shooting, generally I can't say that you would use a flash for it, but occasionally you might. So I'm going to use this simple mode just as a quick test. I'm not going to do any of the compositing or any of the fancy things that Pentax does in camera. Just use a 2-second interval, fire twice, fired by the top button. And it's fired both times. Now we'll try a different trigger. Okay, so now I have on top of the camera the Sigma flash, and I've brought forward a negative fill board that I use sometimes so that you can see more clearly when the flash fires. So hopefully you'll be able to see that. Okay, so here we go. You've seen it all before. Try and go through this a little bit faster. We'll start with single frame. Yep. No problem as expected. Continuous shooting and low speed. Works perfectly fine. Self timer. Again, I don't expect an issue here. Flashing light means it's counting down. There we go. That was the standard 12 seconds. 2 seconds.
No problem. Self-timer plus continuous, same settings as before. We'll do the 12-second type down and then it should do 4 fires. If it doesn't get to the full 4, it's probably because the flash isn't recycling fast enough. And it did actually pull off the 4. So there we go. Continuous shooting, let's try the standard remote control. No problem. Remote control with 3-second delay. Excellent. Remote control, continuous shooting. No problem. Bracketing, we know that doesn't work. It fires too fast for any flash to cycle. Mirror lock up. Can't see any reason why it wouldn't. Fine. Mirror lock up with remote. Absolutely fine. Multi-exposure, don't really see the point. Interval shooting, again, 2 shots with a 2-second delay. And that worked absolutely fine. So now we'll try the Godox XproP. It's not the Xpro-2, sorry, it's the Xpro-P. Okay, so to test the Godox XproP, which was the one I had the problem with, and after everything else has actually worked in the one I had a problem with, I'm thinking, have I just made a mistake the first time round and caused a bit about nothing? Or is there actually a problem with the Xpro-P? We'll soon find out. I've got 2 Godox 8200s in an ADB2, set to the lowest possible power because the batteries are quite low, and I have just turned that old SK300 into optical slave mode just to make it a bit more obvious when it fires. So here's a test fire, just to confirm that's working. Okay, that didn't fire as clearly as I had hoped, so I've moved the 8200s off to camera left and removed the modifier so that it can be a bit more obvious, and the SK300 should pick up as the slave still, and that should be a bit more obvious on screen when the flash is fired. So now on to the test. So we will start as usual with single frame shot. Of course it works. Continuous shooting, longer intervals, and that works. Self timer, and 12 seconds, the red light flashing indicates it's going, it'll flash faster just before it fires. And 2-second delay. Self timer plus continuous. Yeah, it defaults to 12 seconds. Remote, standard remote shooting, no problem. Now this is where I had the problem before, the remote shooting plus the 3-second delay. I have a feeling it's going to work. and it didn't. So it didn't fire. So we can see it fires on the single pin trigger and it fires on the Sigma flash, but it doesn't fire on the Xpro-P. If we look at continuous shooting, again with the low on the remote, continuous works absolutely fine. Let's just double check this 3-second delay, because I just find this very anomalous and I just don't really understand why this would be the case. It only seems to be the case on the Xpro-P. If anybody has the new XT2P, I think it's called, be interested to find out if it works better on that. There we go, the flash did not fire. Bracketing, as I said before, is totally pointless. MUP, mirror up. Up goes the mirror, off goes the shutter. Doesn't fire. Did fire with all the other systems. Mirror up plus remote. Up goes the mirror, off goes the shutter. No flash fire. Just to confirm the flashes are working with a test shot there. Interval, again same as before, 2-second delay, 2 shots, and they fire. So there we have it. I was starting to think that I had lost my marbles and that it never happened in the first place. We have the very odd result that with the Xpro-P, and only the Xpro-P from the 3 that I tested, the 3-second delay remote timer will not fire the flash. If you happen to know somebody at Godox and you can tell them about this and maybe they can fix it in a firmware update, that would be amazing. And again, as I said before, if you happen to own the new Pentax trigger, which is the XT2P or something like that, for the Bluetooth, and they're not quite so nice display in my opinion. I would be really interested to know if that one will fire with the remote control and a 3-second timer. So again, apologies for the echo. I hope the audio is even recorded at all. I want to be able to check this as I've been going. First time using video. If you have any questions or any feedback, or you want to tell me your results, then please post them in the comment section below and I will reply. Thanks very much. Bye.